To give us some context, to only see green often signals that we are focused on the money involved in real estate. Accordingly, we may hear phrases like, I don't care if the real estate agent or lender or appraiser is white, brown, or purple, as long as I make my green my money. Yet, due to current appraisal bias, mortgage bias, and what I'm calling redlining 2.0, there is a great need for specifically more Black and other people of color in roles as real estate pros, from agents to brokers to lenders to appraisers, which are all underrepresented. Why? The same fits here. Don't make decisions about us without us. However, the demand for Black real estate pros is so low that historically Black colleges and universities have opted out of even having real estate majors. Yikes. To add insult to injury, Black real estate pros make a whopping $32,000 less in median real estate sales income than our white colleagues. Who wants a career like that? Thus, there is currently a clear tension with a lack of demand for diversity in the name of seeing the most screen. While simultaneously, we need more diverse representation to interrupt existing unfair housing practices that undermine property valuations and limit opportunity and access, aka limiting or destroying our green or our money. Let's talk about it.
When we talk about commercial real estate specifically, one of the things that we saw is that there's a need for much diversity in commercial real estate. Right now we know it's less than 2%, less than 1.3% of Black men in commercial real estate on an executive level, and less than 1% of Black women in commercial real estate on an executive level. So definitely there's a need. I do think we need to start teaching more so real estate on a high school level and showing the ability and the diversification of not only the workforce salaries, but the business opportunities that it can bring for the Black and brown communities. So one of the things that I know the Commercial Board of Realtors has done is to include a diversity committee to really kind of start having those hard conversations about what that means and how that looks, and trying to pair up minorities, whether it was a Black or Hispanic, a woman, with a majority white commercial brokerage firm, and allow them to go through the ranks, allow them to understand this side of real estate that again, it's not readily available to us. And then from there, the purpose of the program is to, learn, but then you teach another one. And so it appears to have been successful. I didn't do the diversity training program. I decided to do governmental affairs because, again, it didn't have a lot of Blacks. It didn't have a lot of women. And I am a Black woman, of course. But I was more interested in the laws and the policies around the different cities and metro areas and municipalities that really impact our industry. And so I wanted to be a part of that and make sure that, we were really making a good case about why not only we needed more people, but how we could protect legacy residents, mostly Black and brown, in communities and in neighborhoods where it was hot and it was growing, and we saw a lot of people wanting to be there.
In this market, in this time with demand for Black real estate professionals, I think it's still difficult, as people sometimes have an idolization, if you will, of working with someone else and thinking that they may know more. So I'll never forget my first year of real estate. I was it was my second year, but my first year in an actual brokerage, not working for a developer. And an agent stood up in sales meeting at our office and said, I just want you to understand that as a Black agent, for you, as a white agent, someone who's Black will work with you, someone who's white will work with you, someone who's any nationality will work with you. They will see you as a professional. They will see you as the expert. She said, unfortunately, after being in this business for 15 years, she just realized that someone would always work with her white counterparts, but someone who came to her may not. And she just didn't have the same level of business, even though she had the same level of knowledge. She networked at the same places. Of course, everyone has a different story, a different background, a different network. But she made a point to say in the class, I want you to understand that everyone will be comfortable working with you. That's not the case for me.